Hey everybody, this is Darnell again, and this is I say a post-op journal entry marking the first week post-op of my VSG. So 1 week after my VSG, and a couple of thoughts of this past week, where we are, what's going on, and everything else. Let me get a couple of things out of the way. First of all, I started this whole journey at a weight of 414. It's the weight I want to start at, as well as needing to get down to 400. Got down to operation day, the day of my operation. I was down at 385 for operation day. So if you look at that, there's some total loss of just about 29, 30 pounds in that arena. Then as we cleared out and look at this morning's measurements and stuff, we had a body weight of 376 when I got off the scale a day, which is not too bad. It's, again, we're knocking off around 9 pounds or so in the week. And those are just the stats. And what I really want to talk about this week is just how seemingly unprepared I was personally for this first week, because and if you look at some of my other videos, you see I was trying to do all my due diligence, and I was trying to make everything happen and stuff, and get, make sure I have food in the house, things that I thought I would be able to eat, I would like eating, things to kind of curb that need, get my proteins in and everything else. And I thought I was in pretty good shape with that. I thought I had that under wraps and stuff, but started a week, it was not back. Monday operation, you're not eating anything Monday, Tuesday. They're going to give you that little test of foods and stuff that they want you to try to see if you can even keep down and stuff. Then, you come home Wednesday, you're pretty much wiped out the whole day. You're lucky if you drink anything into your sleeve. And then it really started getting a little bit crazy, because you can't, I was at that point where I couldn't really drink anything. All right. I mean, literally, I drink a little bit of water, a couple of sips of water that Wednesday, which is the third day after, actually my second day after the surgery. And that was all I can get in. I made myself one of my whey protein shakes, and I thought I was doing good, because I found one that was going to be 50 grams of protein, on basically 12 ounces of liquid. And I was like, oh, okay, this should work. I kind of started trying to drink that at 12 o'clock. It went to 7 or 8 o'clock that night, and I think I only was able to really get down not even 4 ounces, 5 ounces of it. I'm sitting there looking at it, and one, I wasn't hungry. Two, you're still not feeling right because you're coming out of the operation, and and three, you don't want to do anything to your stomach. You kind of like say, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be throwing up. I don't want to be doing anything to that nature. So I just want to kind of chill out, and I didn't make my protein number this day and stuff. But I want to see if I can get at least a little bit more liquid or anything else in me, and not make my stomach feel a little funny. Now it's Thursday, day after that. You want to make sure, like, okay, now I got to make up for yesterday, so I want to really try to at least get to 50% of my water goal, liquid goal down. And that was like, that's part of it. It's like you making deals with yourself. I thought I'm cool, I got this, but no, I started making deals with myself that early on. And what ended up happening, like that Thursday, I was able to find that I was able to, drink another one of a different type of whey protein shake. I got that down. Okay, I got that down in probably 3 hours. Literally took me about 3 hours of sipping to get down it was a Premier Protein shake to get that down. And I was just like, whoa, I was happy. I got 30 grams of protein in me. My day is set. I'm good. I'm doing well. I mean, later on, if I can try to get another one of these down, I'll be all right. But, then I'm like, you start like, okay, now I got to start sipping that water because I need to get the water goals in. Because, those proteins are only about 8 ounces, a little more. And stuff. So now I'm trying to get liquids into me because I don't want to pass out from dehydration and stuff. So again, you're constantly in that little bit of a battle. And then I found out on Friday I had a switch thrown because I was able to get down a bit of a cream of chicken soup. I said, okay, let me try this because on that Thursday, working on that water and everything, and getting my water into me and getting liquid, just really pretty much water and my Crystal Light, trying to get that into me, I found out I wasn't having as much problem with just like those clearer type or like really liquid type fluids. It's like almost with my stomach, as long as I drank it, in literally just about a half mouthful, drink it, it'll go down. Half mouthful, drink it, it'll go down. Wait a little while, because you feeling this thing the whole time. You're feeling it's going down in you. Wait a little bit. Okay, I'm good. Drink a little more. And by doing it that way, I was able to get down the liquid. And then what I did is I had the cream of chicken soup. I was able to do the same thing. I get it, put it a little bit in my mouth, not even a full spoon, just a little half spoon, taste them, like basically break it on your taste buds. And I was able to get that down, and I wasn't having what I thought would be is that hunger, that feel of being full, or that feel of, okay, I got to stop because something's going to come up. And I don't know if I just pasted it right or whatever. But I was able to actually get that down, and I was able later on to get down some of the applesauce as well. I got some applesauce down and stuff, and I started to like, okay, all right, I think I hit that not, I won't say plateau. I hit that point where now me and my stomach is talking to each other, and we're dealing with each other and figuring out what we need to do, because I'm like saying, I gotta get myself up where I have energy, even though I'm healing, get up to a point where I have energy, because next week I gotta be back at work, okay, and stuff. So I was able to do that. Then I went and got some of the egg drop soup, and I made some egg drop soup, and that's 90% liquid. And broth, because I could not just eat regular chicken broth. That's just not going to work for me. And so I was able to eat the egg drop soup. So I was able to get that, and I did it the same way. It took me time, took me like about 45 minutes to eat the egg drop soup, but it was the same thing. You just get it, a little teaspoon, boom, hit it, and I was able to get that down. No problems with my stomach, no problem with anything else. So I mean, I've been working on that, and I think I came to that point. But I'm at this point where I'm not feeling full, and I'm not really feeling stomach hungry. I'm dealing with head hunger more than anything else, and I think that's the second part of what I experienced this week. I'm sorry about that, is feeling that head hunger. And what I mean by that is, I was in the house, my wife and daughter, they're not going through the same process as I am. So they're, making their meals, having their snacks, they're doing their thing. But it's stuff I'd never really noticed before, but the smells of the cooking food, the smells of the food sitting out and everything else attacks your nose, and so you're smelling the baked chick fish. You're smelling, my wife had some, chicken wings. You're smelling the French fries heating up in the toaster oven. So you're smelling, and you're getting all these olfactory bombardments of things that before I never really was aware of, or even if I was aware of, it was a passing awareness. But now that I can't eat these things, it's really kind of weird. It's because it's like I'm really not hungry for it, but I have this, whoa, okay, man, that chicken really smells good, and your mouth waters a little bit, oh man, and those French fries, my daughter had made a cake and stuff, and so you're smelling that. The cooking of the cakes, pumpkin cake throughout the house and everything. And you're smelling that, and your mouth waters, but you're really not hungry. It's just that you have that head hunger, like selling you, like, hey, you want this. You're not gonna eat it. You're not gonna go at it, but it's just giving you that sense, and you kind of becomes hyper aware to it. They make popcorn at night or something like that, and that the smell gets up into the house, and you get that hyper aware of it, and it's just like, man, you be like, how do I get past that? And I do. It's not a big deal. I got past it, but it's something that I became aware of, hyper aware of, and it was just like, man, I never even noticed those smells before. Even if I did notice them, they were passing because I knew, all right, I smell it, bang, when we get home, I'll have a couple of chicken wings. When I get home, when the cake is done, I'll just have a slice of it. That type of thing. And you're not even really aware of it because it's something that you're going to do. Now it's something that you can have or you're not going to be able to have. Now you're like at that point where you're craving it and you're not really hungry for it, And so that's something I didn't expect to have happen and stuff. To me, or something I think I have to go through, and I guess it's something now I'm just go through it and give me a couple of weeks or whatever, it'll just bleed away, and stuff. But even when I was, practice dieting, but put myself on the food regimens that I had put myself on, I didn't have that sensation or this sensation that I was going through. So it's just something to be cognizant of. Maybe I've had that happen to me. Maybe you'll have it happen to you, and it's just something you can add into your database of things that you might run into just after your surgery, and it won't sideswipe you. But take another quick minute here and give you a couple of things that I did find out that helped me actually through this first week. Is one, chicken broth is horrible. It's just straight chicken broth, and anything is horrible. It has no seasoning, no flavor, no taste. But if you go out and get the chicken noodle soup, like the cup of soup type ones and everything, the Lipton soup, where they have where you basically pour it in. I got the one noodles, I poured it into a pot, made that, and then strained off the noodles, right? And just had the broth off of that. It's 10 million times better than just trying to get just the chicken noodles, okay? Not chicken noodles, but trying to get the chicken broth. Chicken broth, I couldn't add enough seasoning to chicken broth straight for me to make it have any taste. Do the same thing if you want to go out and grab Campbell's, like the chicken noodle soup for Campbell's. You put it in, add a little bit extra water, let it simmer, let it get to heat, strain off the noodles and the excess little piece chicken bits and everything else, and drink that. That to me, one, it tastes a lot better. It's a lot easier going down. You know, just to say somebody tells somebody, oh, you can use chicken broth. No, please. They did nothing to our taste buds, people. So that's just a tip I want to give guys, you know, and everything. And maybe again, reiterate, if you're having problems just even drinking anything, is just try to get like half a mouthful and let it, you know, drain down. Half a mouthful, drain down, stop, do it, you know, wait a little bit, and try to do it that way, so that your system will get used to it. And maybe that'll help you out, because that did help me get through this week. Trying to meet some of my goals, and I never got up to 70 grams of protein yet this first week, and I know I probably got up to 48 ounces of water in me, or liquid in me and stuff, in a given day. I know that's getting better, because it's not, I'm free with the liquids now. I can get more liquids into me, but that's just some things that, you know, I ran into this week, and if you run into them, you might see some of the same things. But you know, I think overall in all, I made it through the first week. You know, and now we're on the week 2, and we'll see how that goes and what happens. You know, everybody have a great one, and God bless.